What's up, everybody else? Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Periscope. Once someone gets on, let me know if they can hear and see me okay. We'll give it a few minutes, and then I'll get into some of the pre-asked, I don't really know what word I'm looking for there, questions. Shero says, welcome, sir. Welcome aboard, Shero. Always a pleasure, my friend. Wasis says, yo, yo, yo. What's up, Wasis? Christian says, hey, looks and sounds good. Well, thank you. I work out, but what about the... No, I'm just kidding. Thank you. Eduardo says, hello, Chris. Wasis says, it's the Chris M. Walker show. I don't know about all that, but thank you. Hope everybody's doing good. Don't really have a specific topic today, but fortunately, our friend Florin dropped a whole bunch of questions that I can go through because these work way better than when I have something predetermined to talk about rather than me just rambling like I have a habit of doing. So thank you for that. But I'm going to give everybody a few more minutes to get on. The email just went out a few minutes ago, but we are live everywhere today. We're even back on Instagram for the first time in a while. What's up, Instagram? We got a few people on there. What's up, Florin? Emmanuel says, how are you doing? I'm doing really good. Thank you for asking. I hope you're doing well as well. Yo, Chris, what's up, everyone? What's up, Florin? Grab some water here. And we're going to kick this party off. If you have any questions or anything you'd like to talk about, drop them in the chat. I have some questions that Florin submitted ahead of time that, like I just got through saying, will make this go a little bit more smoothly, but I am going to give a few more minutes to let some other folks jump on. I'm syndicating this out now as opposed to manually sharing everything like I was doing before. So we're going to see how well that works. Chris, what's your nickname? I don't know that I have one. Davies Helen Mary says, hello, how are you doing? I'm doing well, Davies. I hope you're doing well as well. What's your nickname, Hector? If I have one, I'm not aware of it. All right, I'm going to do one more share, and then I'm just going to dive into some of the questions that we had ahead of time. And we'll go from there because people are starting to pile on now. Florin says, as you know, I can have a gazillion questions. That's good. You may not know this, but this show, if you can call it that, originally started as an Ask Me Anything about, I want to say it was in January of 2018. So, yeah. Then I kind of branched out to guests and other topics and stuff like that. Speaking of guests, let's go ahead and cover the agenda for the rest of the week. On Wednesday at noon Eastern, we're going to have Rohin on. He's going to walk us through how he does his reporting for all of his clients and stuff like that. That'll be really exciting. I'm looking forward to that. And then on Friday evening at 9 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to have on Nix Lee, who does press releases and freelancing and SEO and lots of other things. So that'll be a good show too. So be on the lookout for those. I really need to sneeze, but I don't want to right now because people are going to look at you like you're an assassin or something. So, all right. What I'm going to do, so these questions are on the screen, is I'm going to paste them. And I'm sorry, Instagram, but you won't be able to see them. But I'm going to paste them in the text. Amro says, hola. Hey, what's up, Amro? Good to see you, buddy. I'm going to paste them, and then I can show them that way. MK says, hey, Chris, I completed 100 orders on Legiit and wanted to thank the whole Legiit community and especially you for all the terrific content and guidance. Thank you very much. Awesome, man. I'm glad you're succeeding. I know you do a great job, and I appreciate that. So thank you for the kind words, but ultimately you deserve the credit. I am, however, going to screenshot that for our collection. So I want you to create a spiritual niche on Legiit. We had a few, I don't say this inoffensively, but we had a few of those odd niche types like that. Like we had one guy that was selling love spells and things like that, but there just wasn't much interest. In fact, I know someone that messaged that particular person and he didn't reply. This is a question that was submitted ahead of time. What's up, David? He said, this was from Florin. He said, what would you recommend for a startup agency or freelancing? It depends on what you want to do. First of all, let's talk about one thing. A lot of people that consider themselves an agency are really just a freelancer. Unless you have like an office with like W-2 staff or whatever the foreign equivalent of W-2 is, and sales reps and agents and things like that, you're not an agency, you're a freelancer. So a lot of what passes as agency and a lot of the like training you see in Facebook ads and stuff to start your agency is really just start being a freelancer. So I guess freelancing is probably going to be my answer. I like that more because there's less pressure. So you can get a sale today and it might only be $5-10 or $100 or something low value like that, but you can start adding that up pretty quickly. Whereas an agency, you have to have all these legal protections in place and you have to have all these systems and you have to go out there and like force sales. So if you're brand new to internet marketing, I'm going to say that freelancing is a better option. And I'm not just saying that because, I own a freelance marketplace. The reason I own a freelance marketplace is because freelancing was so good to me. So there you go. Next question was, post prices on website or not? It depends on what we're talking about. If you have e-commerce, obviously you want to post your prices. But if you're doing a quote unquote agency or something like that, then I would not, because you want the option. First of all, that will drive away a lot of folks and you won't get a chance to close them yourself. But also it just, I don't want to get bottled into any one thing that way. So in most situations, depending on the type of business we're talking about, I would say not to post them. Wassa says, I don't think I would like owning an agency. I feel there would be so much stress. It's not my favorite model either. And it's definitely my, excuse me, my least favorite aspect of my businesses. But so I agree with that. But that said, some people really, really love it. It's a real great fit for some people, but it's not for me. Next question. This was also from Florin, who says he's having a bad connection. Sorry about that, buddy. Wish I could help. He asks, should he focus on a certain niche or general? So if you're talking about an agency here, the answer to that, in my opinion, is to focus on a specific niche as far as what you are designed around. So you might be like my friend Scott focuses heavily on dental SEO and marketing. But if something else comes to him and he can help them without messing up his process too much, he'll still take them on. So overall, focus your outreach and build your agency around a certain niche, but don't turn down money for something that you can do, would be my best answer for that. Krishna Shikar asks, wouldn't giving or putting pricing on a website would give a better idea to client to approach? So I kind of get what you're saying. Like it would give them a ballpark and it might get rid of some tire kickers. But for me, I don't want my website to be doing the closing for me. I want to do the closing myself or have a member of my sales team do it. And if you give away your pricing on your site, you not only take away that power, you also you bottle yourself into certain prices when you might have been able to get more. So my opinion is not to put the pricing on there, at least not for agency type services. So Florence says all of his questions are for SEO agency, freelancer, and or web design agency. Okay, that's good to know. Fernando says, as someone who does everything by themselves, many clients could I realistically handle at one time? 10, 20? I guess that just depends on your methods, your process, and what you're offering. As a one-man show, your job needs to be more about filling the pipeline than it is about fulfillment. So you're going to have to come up with a really, really good fulfillment strategy to get past like 10 clients, in my opinion. But once you have that, you can scale it. So the trick would be to figure out what it took to, say you have like a lawyer in, I don't know, Birmingham, Alabama as a client, and you figure out how many links, what on page, what social signals and stuff it takes to rank them. Figure that out and have those numbers saved. That way, when you bring on another one, that's similar as far as domain authority and URL and all, or UR and all that other stuff, you'll know exactly what it takes and you'll be able to release that quickly. So having said that, there's still going to be an upper limit to how much you can do and still offer good customer service. I can't give you a specific number, but you need to have systems in place to where you can spend your time filling your funnel and filling your pipeline, but you also need to have systems in place where you can do fulfillment in a manner that is not going to take up so much of your time that you can't grow the business. So those are the things to kind of consider, I think. This one was also from Florin. He says, do you think web design goes well with SEO as package offers? Oh, totally. SEO is a great upsell for web design in most cases, or vice versa. But generally it goes the direction of web design into SEO. But yeah, no, that's like kind of a classic. Like I actually have a deal percolating right now for a site redesign who also wants SEO to go along with it. So, and that's not like it's not an anecdotal example. That's something that I've had before. And it's the way a lot of people get into SEO in the first place is via web design or offering web design and things like that. So yeah, I think it's a great way to go about it. Asma says, yep. Another question here. What's the easiest technique for free guest posting? I mean, I'm assuming that you mean to get guest posts to link back to your site as opposed to having people guest post on your site. If that's the case, then I mean, really, it's all just free. Just figure out some sites that relate to your niche and that are of quality and that accept guest posts, and just ask them whether it's in exchange for, I don't know, reciprocal link or something like that. But just figure out who is a good fit and just ask them. That's like the cheapest way you do it, you know? Asma says, as an SEO, should I niche down my services? I'm trying to start pronouncing that as niche instead of niche. I think that you should definitely focus on that, but you should definitely not turn down money for people that you can help. So if your agency is focused on home services, you know, plumbing, electrician, things like that, then definitely I think you should definitely focus it around some sort of niche like that. But if you're doing that and like a production company comes to you and wants SEO, don't tell them no just because it's outside your niche, unless you're to the point that you can turn down work. But if you're asking that question, you probably aren't. So Wasist says, if you're doing a lead gen website where you sell leads to like a real estate agent or something, you just put in the privacy policy that you share information with estate agents. I think it varies by niche. I don't do a lot of lead gen because it's not a model that I really like, but I would talk to an attorney to be sure what you have to and what you have to not include, because real estate in particular has some really particular rules, at least here in the United States. So I would find out what's required and just do that. I don't really know for sure because, like I said, I don't do much lead gen or rank and rent because I think it's not great. We got some more folks on Instagram. Instagram's going well today. That's cool. I haven't done an Instagram in a while either. So what up, Instagram? John says, who do you get your foundation links from? I mean, some of it we do in-house, but I'll get you a link to my favorite service. I'll bring it up on screen because it's good for business when I do that. I could pretend like there's some more noble reason, but let's we know how I get down. Actually, let's stop sharing while I log in. Don't want any hooligans trying to guess my password. Can't believe I said hooligans. Alrighty, let's see. This is one I've been using since pre-Legiit, and he does a great job. It's a bit pricier than most of those services, but I really like the rapport and the diversity that comes with it. And I've gotten to know the guy. He's a great guy. So, and I recognize several of these folks from my training, so that's good too. All right, so I'll go ahead and drop that link in the chat via motherfucker. Maybe it worked. Yeah, there you go. That's who I use for affiliate links. Asma says, thanks. Thank you, Asma. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, I do apologize. Let me stop sharing my screen now. And go on to the next question. This one is also from Florin, who stocked us up with questions, so thank you for that. He says, how to make others write on your newly made blog. I never really did a lot of selling of guest posts, so I don't know. But if you know of someone you think would be a good fit, you just ask them and maybe pay them. But I don't have a lot of experience to offer you on that. I will tell you that because the Legiit blog is so well written, it attracts a lot of people looking for outreach. So, shout out to our very talented blog master for that. But because it doesn't really have like a lot of domain authority or anything like that, but the content is so well written that we get guest post inquiries all the time. So that's another way to go about it. Wasis says, I found this really weird sub niche of real estate. It says it has like 10K volume in the UK. The guy gets 3K visits per month without a single link, and all his pages are just duplicate. So that's why I was asking that question. So I don't know the legal stuff to give you. That said, I would tackle it and worry about that once you get into a position where you're actually selling something, because that sounds like a choice opportunity and you want to get to work on that. But I suppose you could just... This is no way in legal advice. Let me just throw out that disclaimer. But I suppose you could just look at what he did and just copy it. Yeah. And if you're selling leads, there's probably some templates out there about that. But I don't do lead gen that much, and I don't know the right answer for you. Next question. We're getting low on questions already, so just know that. Where'd it go? There it is. What niches for blogging you think are the best and or can work together on same blog? I'm just going to be able to speak from my experience, but digital marketing is by far the best one. If you're doing like affiliate stuff and things like that, I keep wanting to get back to my affiliate blog, but product reviews and things like that of like lost my train of thought of like JVZoo products or different tools and things like that. That's my favorite. That's my experience. So that's what it's going to be. Beyond that, electronics and anything where it's easily monetizable. You're able to make money with it easily and do reviews. I think do that. And as far as can work together, I would need more specific, this or that type of thing. That's a bit hard to answer, I think. Christian, say what's up, Christian? Good to see you, buddy. Said, you've said in the past the best way to get clients is running Facebook ads and showing authority. How do you tailor your targeting when you do something like that? To be clear, I don't know that I would say that that's the quote-unquote best way. It's my favorite way, and it's the one I've had the most success with. So let's just clarify that. But what you do is you just write content or make content that's really specific to them. Like suppose that you're doing digital marketing for real estate, because that's Wasis has that in my mind now. you just write really in-depth content for that or really basic content for it. So it could be this is off the top of my head, so it may not be a great example, but it could be the basic content could be how to get your real estate business listed on Google Maps or listed on Yelp or something like that. Advanced stuff, I realize the mic's kind of far away, could be more like a particular type of surgeon and different digital marketing strategies to help bring in an extra 1, 2, 3, however, whatever number of clients, patients, whatever they call it per month, and have it be really in depth and use the terms that they know really well and like. So things like that. But basically, you just build content around that and build yourself as the authority as SEO for real estate or digital marketing for plastic surgeons or cool sculpting or things like that. So just write content based around that and just do it really right, or do video, or both preferably, to make it seem that you know a lot about it. And if you can actually learn a lot about it, that's even better. So I hope that answered that. If not, let me know and I'll try to bring it down some. I've seen, this is from Hens. Hey, what's up, Hens? Good to see you, buddy. I'm seeing some website owners in other groups that their site gets hit with recent Google algo, even though they say they don't do any black hat method. Well, then maybe they should do some black hat. I've seen that a lot, actually, after the last one, where it's a lot of people like, I don't even do any linking. I just write really great content, and the algorithm seems to have hurt me. I'm like, well, maybe that's because linking is a ranking factor, whether your white hat purity pony values tell you that it is or not. So if something is clearly not working, do what works. There's no prize for being the most pure when it comes to SEO, marketing, or business. Don't do anything illegal. And, there's certain unethical things I don't think you should do, but that's personal choice. But, this white hat, black hat stuff, that's completely arbitrary. Everyone has a different opinion on it. And particularly if you're doing it for a client, you have an obligation to them to do what works and not what makes you feel special. Wasis says, okay, thank you. And he just sells a book on how to build a specific type of house on Amazon. The search intent doesn't seem like they want to buy a book. Interesting. Yeah, that sounds like an opportunity for you then, without knowing more, Hen says, and yet black hat techniques such as PBN really dominated the SERP. Yeah, it's like I said, it's all about what works, not about what makes you feel like a hipster. Wolf Advertising says, there's your free plug. Hi, Chris. It's Peyton. Hopefully you're doing well. I was wondering how much web design you do for clients, if any. Thanks for making the Profit Academy free, by the way. Oh, thank you for mentioning that. I'll go ahead and drop that in the chat. Profit Academy Daily is my free work alongside me daily program where I'll send in almost daily motivation or lesson or something. I really enjoy it. I get a lot of great feedback and one not so great feedback, but I think it's really valuable and it's something I could probably be charging at least something for. But anyhow, there's a link to that. I don't do a ton of it, but I am open to it when clients need it or when I think a client needs it. I don't really have a good number to give you. It's just as an ad needed basis. Fortunately, I have at my disposal, I have Jim, who's a so-so web developer. I'm kidding, of course. He's amazing. And then I have all the talented folks on Legiit too. So I have access to a good pool of it. If you're asking how much web design I do, if I was in charge of web design, Legiit would still say hello world. So, but as far as how much, it's just a good way, foot in the door, Alix Webster says, hi, hey, Chris, what's the best way for a novice to get started in SEO? I'm going to drop you a blog post that'll give you an idea, but basically what you want to do is you want to find some free content and you want to absorb it and then implement it. And then from there, learn some more, absorb, ask questions, and so on. So let me send you a blog post too that'll give you an idea of where to start. And this is not how to do SEO. This is how to learn SEO or really anything. So it's not like build this link, optimize it. It's not that. It's how to learn. So I'm going to drop that in there. But basically, you want to learn, apply, ask questions, learn, apply, ask questions, and that kind of loop. Dalsenia says, I will buy PBN link from you soon. I'm excited to use PBN link for the first time. Awesome. Awesome. And now that you're on the live stream, you may possibly be seeing an ad for a discount too. So keep your eye out for that. Expert Web Design says, hey, Chris. Hey, Kieran. Hope you're doing well. Florin says, what would you say a minimum monthly maintenance SEO pack should contain? Well, I don't do maintenance as SEO, but there's a couple different ways to look at it. If I've had clients as low as $500 a month, excuse me one second, and I've had them up in the like $4,000 and $5,000 range. Minimum though, I mean, you just got to look at how much profit you need to make and adapt from there. Like a lot of people don't want to pay, and that sucks. I don't know, even like $1,000 a month, it's going to take a lot of clients like that to make a good living, so it just depends on your systems and how much profit you need to make. If I had to give you a number though, I would say that absolute bare minimum would be 1,000, even though I've taken clients lower than that in the past. Craig says, hey, Chris, hope you're doing well. I'm working on a national website that will rank for state and local. How much should I build out before releasing it? I don't know. I would tag Jeff in the Academy group. And if you're not in Academy, even though I know you are, you can check that out at learnhowtorank.com. But I would ask Jeff. He's a bit more experienced with those sorts of things than I am. My guess is just start firing away, though. Wolf Advertising says, thanks, Chris. Thank you, Peyton. Lassist says, I think it's also some people that just do white hat have 80% of their links from sites with right for us in header footer, which is obviously not within Google headlines or guidelines on ghost posting. Well, there's a even more pure group culture, whatever, in SEO that think that you don't need links at all. That all you have to do is write great content and Google will reward it. It's been proven over and over again that links work, and they just like to feel good about themselves. They're the most pretentious people in SEO, but yeah, those people are out there too. So let me grab some water. Wasis says that was about the people that just do white hat and get. Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. Hens says people complaining about their site get hit with the recent Google algo, even though didn't we already read this? And PBN use them at SERPs. Do you think PBN is the most effective way we can use for link building? It's one of them. I use a combination of foundation links and Web 2.0s and social profiles and PBNs and guest posts and niche edits and press releases. I don't get, and the point of me explaining it like that is not to really talk about the process, but show that I don't get married to any one particular technique, strategy, or anything like that. I'm married to getting my clients results and getting my sites to rank, whether it's with, if somebody told me that firing up Magic Submitter and letting it run for hours like it used to work would rank sites, I would do that. If just doing great content worked, I would do that. But the point I'm trying to make is don't get attached to the way that a particular technique, strategy, or anything like that is defined. Focus on what works and do that, because in the end, that's all anybody cares about, or it's all they should care about anyway. Expert Web Design says, following on from your post in Profit Academy, located at profitacademydaily.com, you mentioned you have an accountability partner. Can you explain how this works? I've got a call with someone from the group tomorrow. You have to figure out how it's going to work for you, but I don't actually have that person anymore. But what we were doing is we both realized that at that time we weren't selling enough. And what I mean by that is not that we weren't making enough money, but we weren't out there doing sales enough. And so we decided that we were going to connect each Monday and say, what are you selling? What are you selling? And just kind of set a goal for the week. And, and then the next week we talk about how we made it or not. So I'm glad that you guys are connecting though. That's awesome. That makes me very, very happy to be able to bring people together like that. So figure out what works for you guys, but ultimately find a way that have that person tell you what you need to do for that week and then vice versa. And then, check back the next week or however often you decide to meet and see if you did it or not. And if you don't, you're going to be embarrassed because you committed to it and now you didn't do it, So hopefully that helped. Jim says web design is absolutely killing it lately. All the people who are shifting to online from in-person sales, that market is still slowly moving over and is ripe for the picking. Jim would be the one to know, so pay attention. Florin says, would you prefer 100 small clients or 2 big ones if you got the same profit? If those are specific numbers are my options, the answer is neither one. 100 would be too much to manage, but 2 would leave you too vulnerable. The sweet spot is half a dozen to 25 medium range ones. That way it's not a huge headache to manage, but you're also not screwed if one person stops service. So that's the ultimate answer. Of those 2, I guess I would go with, oh boy, both of those scenarios give me stress. But I guess 100, because I don't like having any one person or small group of people have that much power over me. That's just my preference. And I think I have a couple more Florin questions. Let me paste that in there. Would you do on a business website resources page or insert affiliates in articles? If you're asking where to put affiliate links, I would do both, but ultimately I would focus on weaving them into content. I can't remember the word. Weaving them into content naturally, contextually is what I was looking for there. So that's what I would do. Christian says, creating great content to your niche in order to get clients makes sense. How do you go about getting those clients to see your content? Target interest, email list campaign, all of that. Yeah. So I would start with, it depends on what kind of budget you have. You can work Facebook groups like naturally, although that's a pain and you have to be real careful not to get booted. That's one way to go about it. The other is to make that content and then do a little bit of advertising to it. And also, if you just keep putting it out, especially on YouTube, eventually the algorithm will reward you by showing it to those people. So, and then of course you can SEO optimize it as well. But ultimately, advertising to get a kickstart for it would be the way to get people interested. And then you follow up with the email list and with retargeting ads with stuff that you sell. So that would be how I would say it. John says, how do you get more comfortable talking on the phone and better speaking in person? Any tips, Chris? I can be honest with you, I'm not super comfortable talking on the phone either. But ultimately just practice, like just keep doing it until you get more practice. Like every time that you do it, you get a little better, whether you realize it or not. So just keep trying. I mean, other than that, I don't have any great advice. I mean, it's just a skill like anything else, but and get it out of your head that it's, excuse me. My voice is out of shape. Get it out of your head that it is a problem that you have and just tell yourself that you can do it. Go out there and do it. You say, this worked or didn't work, and then adjust that for the next time. So ultimately, it's just like any other skill. You have to keep sharpening your sword. Lassis says, if I have a site where I feel like I have too many guest posts linking to it compared to other links, would it make sense to get foundation links to switch it up a little and then some VBNs after? Yeah, I would have in fact, I would have had the foundation links in the first place. But if that's already not the case, then yeah, those types of links will help dilute it. Sorry for bombarding you with questions, by the way. I really appreciate the help. No, that's why we do these. Craig says, I missed the beard. Yeah, it got too long. There's like an intermediate stage that I like, but I don't know well enough how to keep it there. So I just shaved 2 days ago, and this has got kind of the butt face going on right now. John says, thanks, Chris. Oh, no problem. Thanks, John. Last question we got from the pre-submitted questions is, would you do a certain level of free work as a startup? You can. I did. There are people that will tell you not to not devalue yourself, and there's some legitimacy to that, but I don't know. I think it's a great way to get your first case study and testimonial personally. So if you have the financial resources that you don't need that money to live right away, I think that's a great way to get your first experience, testimonial, and case study, and use that to fuel the rest of your career. Jim, for example, had someone he did a website for that has led to millions of dollars in sales for him just via word of mouth. So from a free website he did years ago. So there's definitely value to doing it that way if you so choose. But I also get the people that say that you shouldn't. So Jim says free work is a huge help to start building a portfolio. There you go. And we are caught up on questions. We're 35 minutes in. I had set aside an hour for this. So there's that. Got anything else you'd like to talk about? Let me know. MD says, hello, everyone. What's up, MD? Good to see you, buddy. Let me, one second here. Assist says, great, thank you. Also, is the CTR used by Google seen as global or per country? For example, if I get loads of people from India to click on my result, could that help bring it up in other countries? I don't know. I haven't tested that. It seems to me that it would probably need to be geo-specific, but I really don't know. I guess it depends too. So, if it was a keyword that made sense for people in India to be searching, then maybe. I don't know though. I don't have a good answer on that. CTR is only a minor ranking factor anyway, though. It is a ranking factor, but it's not as big as some people think, in my opinion. Alrighty. What else can we get into today? Anybody have any questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, speculation, anything like that? Pretty good turnout on Instagram for once. Wassist says, okay, thank you. Thank you, Wassist, as always. I'm a little disappointed you haven't told people to like the stream yet, but I guess April Wassist is gone. You've gotten comfortable now, and you're not going to cheerlead like that anymore. Pack your bags because you're going on a guilt trip. I'm just kidding. And most everybody else has no idea what I'm talking about. So, Florin asks, what would you say an initial investment would be for a startup, and what on? I don't know. If you're asking how much should you have, I don't know. The most important thing, though, when you're starting up is to have a sales process. So if that means doing ads or anything, anything like that, anything that generates you sales. So that's what it should be spent on. You don't need a desk or papers or, an office or anything like that. Stuff that will make you money. So marketing and sales, whether that's a sales team, whether that's ads, whether it's whatever. Alrighty, Roo. Let's see. I can't believe I just said alrighty, Roo. Wassa says, everyone like the stream. Oh, I don't want to pity. Jim says, shout out to Wassist for providing awesome content on Legiit. Well, there you go. Let's see if we can't find his service since Jim was nice enough to mention it. Share screen. Isn't that cool? That links to my live stream. That's through StreamYard. So, what's that? I can't remember his username. Let me see. I'm going to pause my screen one more time here. I know I have it in my orders. There it is. Ooh, the thumbnails have gotten a lot better since last time, too. And this is the service I believe Jim is talking about, premium articles and blog posts. So yeah, check that one out. Oops, looks like there's an image missing. I recognize several of these folks, so that's good. So here is the link to that. And Jade, it says, is Myrtle Beach locked down again yet? No. Jim says, scared money don't make no money. Absolutely. Wassist says, thanks, Jim. Much appreciated. Florence says, whenever you feel like I have too many questions, just tell me to stop. No such thing as too many questions, my friend. Keep firing away, and I'll keep doing my best to give you a good answer. I really need to sneeze. All right, guys, we are caught up on questions. So let me know if you have anything else you'd like us to go into, or we can always wrap this up early if you prefer. But I have a feeling Floren's got some more stuff for us. Watson says, thanks for sharing the link, Chris. Anytime I get to plug Legiit, I'm happy to do so, and especially when someone that I happen to know does a great job. So thank you. There's always one person on Twitch, so whoever's on Twitch, I thank you for watching. Feel free to say hello. I can't see who's on Instagram because there's a notification in the way. I forgot to put on Do Not Disturb. All right, guys, if I don't get any more questions in the next 3 minutes or so, we will wrap this thing up. No, keep the stream going, please. Oh, by all means. I just I don't have anything else to talk about ahead of time. So if you've got more that you'd like me to talk about, by all means, say so. Oh, here's one. Mignon says, hi. Hello, Mignon. I hope you're doing well. Always a pleasure. Let me look at one more thing. And then I got a really long idea about the CTR thing, but it just won't fit into the character limit. I'll just break it up into a couple. That sounded bad, didn't it? Don't break up a couple. Break the question into a couple pieces. That's different. You don't want to be that guy. Florence says, I have your regular number of clients and one super big one comes that would take all your time but could boost you very high as portfolio. What would you do? I would say yes and figure out a way to make both of them work. Whether that means bringing on extra help or whatever, but say yes and figure it out later. Mignon says, it's late in South Africa and winter here. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. It's very nice here. I think it's 88 degrees outside right now. I don't know what that is in Celsius, but. Wolf Advertising says, thanks for the content, Chris. I'll sign off here. Stay safe and have a great day. You too, Peyton. Thanks for showing up. Always a pleasure to see you. I have an idea of something I'd like to show everybody. You may already have seen this, but you may not have. So we're going to share the screen again. And we're going to jump over here to Legiit. Let me go over to my profile. And we'll just pick a random service. This one, I suppose. And we're going to come down here to the reviews. Now, suppose you got a really dope, as the kids say, review that you'd like to tell people about. You can come over here and click share. And it's going to pop this up, and then you can download it and save it. And now you can share that on your Instagram, Facebook, other social media, and so on. So that's a cool feature that Jim came up with that's been really popular, and I'm about to flood the internet with mine. So if you sell on Legiit, well, first of all, if you don't sell on Legiit, what's the matter with you? But if you do, then take advantage of that. It's really cool, and people really respond to it. So thought I would show that off a little. Let's see. It's the best way to rank product pages for an e-commerce site. I don't know. I haven't done much e-commerce. Jeff covers that in Academy, but I don't know. I don't have any e-commerce experience, and I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. You still going to the gym, Chris, or did they close them down where you're at? No, they're not closed. You have to wear a mask now, so I don't go that much because it kind of sucks to work out with a mask. But nah, it's they're still open. They haven't closed anything here actually, except for they limited. Bars have to close at 11, but other than that, everything is back open for the most part, except for like theaters and a couple other things. Whilst it says if you were to run Facebook ads in somewhere like Asia with a lead magnet, then send the people to a messenger bot and tell them to type in your keyword and then click on yours and download at bottom of the page. That's the idea if CTR is not geospecific. I don't know. I say try it out and see if it works. It sounds like it would. It sounds like it'd be good marketing either way, but I don't know. Try it and see. No worries. Thank you. I mean, I know you want to optimize them for keywords and put in a blurb, but I think there's probably more involved in that in the way the categories and the product pages interlink and stuff. And I just don't know e-commerce SEO well enough to give advice on it. I probably should learn it, but I've always just relied on Jeff for it. So Jeff makes a lot of money with e-commerce SEO. Minyan says tags, categories, and optimize your image for e-com. So there you go. There's some advice on that. Wasa says that feature is sick. I like that big up for Jim for that. Jim's really, really great at that sort of thing. So yeah, I appreciate that a lot too. So big up, as Wastis said. Alrighty. Andres says, have you done any product reviews blogs? If yes, what did you do? I have. My very first site was a site for people that wanted to be cord cutters, get rid of cable. And a lot of that was product reviews, whether it was like services like Redbox Online, or what was it called? Redbox Instant, or Crackle, or Netflix, or whatever, or it could be reviews of Roku and Apple TV, things like that. But that was my very first SEO site. And for a while, it ranked really, really well. I've been on and off resuscitating it because it got hit with a penguin penalty in 2014 because I didn't know what I was doing back then. But yeah, that was my very first one. I feel like I just missed a question, but I guess not. 4 people on YouTube, not like the stream. What are you doing? I show 7 on YouTube. That's interesting. Oh, there it is. Jim says it's one of my favorite things about this community, built by the people for the people. Absolutely. Same for me too. I think that's what makes Legiit unique among the sites that it, to my irritation, sometimes gets compared to, is that it's, built by people that have done freelancing and know freelancing really well. And that for the most part, we implement things that are suggested. Now, the people out there going, oh, well, you're going to get an app, are probably disagreeing with me on that. But, we will get an app eventually, but we also have to prioritize things. And no matter what people think, an app is not that crucial. But for the most part, we implement things that are community based. So. Wheels of Hope Rising just joined on Instagram. What's up, Wheels of Hope Rising? Got about 10 minutes left, ladies and gentlemen, and Jim. If you have any other questions or topics you'd like to talk about, let me know, and we will keep this party going. If not, we will call it a day. quick programming reminder, on Wednesday at noon Eastern, we're going to have Rohin Dua back on. He's going to be doing, well, he's going to keep doing site reviews, but he's also going to talk about the way he does the reporting for his service. And we're going to give you an opportunity to let us handle your SEO for you. So you basically can't miss that. And then on Friday evening at 9 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to have Nick Lee on, who is great with freelance SEO, and he focuses on press releases. He really knows how to use those really well. And I think that's going to be a really interesting program as well. So clear your calendar for those. That's Wednesday, the 22nd at 12 p.m. Eastern, and Friday, the 24th at 9 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you show up for those, or Jim's going to punch you in the stomach. Not really, but you should still show up for those. All right, guys, I'm running out of ways to ramble. So if you don't have anything else for me, let me know that and we'll wrap it up. If you do, let me know that and we'll keep going. Jan says, just a big thanks for the content you also send out via email. Some great content there too. Oh, thank you very much. She's talking about Profit Academy Daily there. I really like that project, and I'm glad that people are enjoying it. The feedback has been tremendous. So thank you for that. I really do appreciate that. It means a lot to me. Wasist says, Legiit is evolving so quick too. The couple months I've been on it, there have been so many new features and other upgrades from how it was before, and it was great before each one. Well, thank you. Yeah, we're never satisfied, so there's always going to be more awesome stuff coming your way, So thank you. I'm glad that you see and appreciate that, because you would not believe what the amount of effort and time and things like that we put into it. Blood, sweat, and tears, if we were to use a cliche. Florence says, thanks for answering the questions, Chris. We all appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for giving me some questions to answer. That makes my job a lot easier. And I'm glad to, be of service. So that's ultimately what it's all about, right? Being of service to your fellow humans. Craig says, excited to see Nick's. What about me? I'm just kidding. I don't know much about press releases, so it'll be awesome. Yeah, I don't really either. I know how to use them in my SEO campaigns, but he's got some really unique takes on it. He's really become a real expert on the topic. So I think it'll be great. I'm going to keep doing that, bringing on different legit freelancers that I know have had success at a particular thing and can speak to a topic. And, obviously I want ones that can communicate well, but if you have someone in mind, then I'll, excuse me, running out of air there. Let me know who, and I'll do some outreach to them, but definitely going to keep bringing folks on. We've had quite a bit on. We've had Freddie Edmonds on before. We'll be having Nix. We have Rohin. We had Sackett. We had, I guess, Jim Counts. And we'll be bringing on some more in the future. But if there's someone in particular you'd like to have on, let me know, and I'll reach out to them and see if they want to. There's a couple people that told me no. I think that's completely short-sighted, but everybody has their thing. That was me being passive-aggressive, in case you didn't know. All right, folks, 5 minutes remain. Sounds like a UFC fight, right? Let me know what else we can do to, if there's anything else you want to know. So let me go ahead and promote some stuff. Profit Academy Daily. A few people have brought that up. I love this program. It's just a daily insight from what I'm working on, whether it's a tactic, a strategy, a mindset. Sometimes that's just me having a bad day and talking about how I work through it. Sometimes it's me having a great day and explaining that, but it's totally free. It's a daily email, daily post. We got a great community going there. So sign up for that. It's, like I said, totally free. So Profit with 2 I's, because that's my thing. Daily, academydaily.com. If you want to learn SEO, check out learnhowtorank.com. Oops. Brian says, hey, Chris, traveling internet dropping in and out. That's okay. I'm glad you made it as much as you could. And I'm glad you're traveling too. And that is learnhowtorank.com. And of course, we have Legiit. So you definitely want to check that out. It would be silly to deny the exposure from this live. Have a good night, Chris, Jim, and everyone else. Thank you, Craig. You have a great one as well. Where have you traveled, Chris? You know, I'm not a big fan of travel, but I have been to most major. I've not been out of the United States, but I've been to most major American cities. I've been to New York, Los Angeles, Dallas, Houston, Miami, Orlando, Washington, D.C., basically every major American city I've been to, more or less. I feel like I'm forgetting. So I haven't been to like San Francisco, but I've been to most major American cities, but I've not been out of the U.S. I think I maybe went to Canada as a baby, but that's about it. So not a big fan of travel, though, to be honest. I'm far too set in my ways and like to, you know, be home. So, all right, guys, we got about 3 minutes and change left. Anything else you'd like to talk about today? There's learnhowtorank.com, profitacademydaily.com, and Legiit.com, as you can see there. Brent says, Hervey Bay back down to Brisbane. I don't know where any of those places are, but that sounds like a lot of fun. Instagram, I'm going to go ahead and call a day so my phone doesn't die. Thanks for hanging out with me today, Instagram. We'll do it again soon. And no preview and post. All right, we got about 2 minutes and a half left. If you have anything else you'd like me to get in at the last minute, let me know. Otherwise, we're going to call it a day here soon. I appreciate everybody taking the time to hang out with me. I know it was kind of spur of the moment, so thank you for that. And yeah, like I said, check back on Wednesday afternoon for Rohindwa, and then went Friday evening for Nix Lee. So great week here at Superstar SEO and Legiit and Profit Academy. So it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of information, and so on. So got about 1 more minute, and then I'm going to wrap it up. So any last minute questions or thoughts or anything you want me to say, this is your chance. Otherwise, you'll have another chance in 2 days. And, you know, I'm always available via other methods as well. Oh, you know what you can do is sign up to get text messages from me. I will text you. I'm going to give you my personal cell phone number. And if you'd like to get the occasional text that I don't send anywhere else, you can do that too. I can't remember the number because it's a kind of a forward type of thing. So 843-242-0546. Right now, that'll only work in the US, unfortunately, but if you want to text with me, that's the number to do it with. Wasis says, thanks for streaming and answering all the questions, Chris. Have a great day, Chris, Jim, and everyone else. You too, Wasis. Thank you very much. John says, thanks for the stream, Chris. Thank you, John. All right, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thanks again. Like I said, one more time there we go. Florence says, if you come to the EU to Amsterdam, I'll give you a nice tour. Awesome. I appreciate that, my friend. I will take you up on that if I get to, well, if we ever even get allowed to travel overseas again. Americans have cooties right now. So anyway, hey guys, again, Wednesday at noon Eastern, join us for Rohindwa. Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern, join us for Nix Lee. If you want to get a text message from me, US only for the moment, unfortunately, 843-242-0546. Check out profitacademydaily.com, learnhowtorank.com, and of course, Legiit.com. And most importantly, figure out what you want out of life and go out and get it because you owe it to yourself and you owe it to the world. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you again soon.